Well, hello, good afternoon. I'm Ferry Naseh, founder and CEO of Me Time Healing. And today, joining me, I have Chata Kubunu from Falcon Accounting. He is the founder and CEO of Falcon Accounting and a well known CPA in Montgomery County, Maryland. And today, we're talking about a very, very important topic, which is financial stability and all the stress that is caused by financial stress, especially with the 2024 academic year ending. We have a new group of graduates who are entering the workforce. And we also want to talk about those who are already in the workforce and feeling the stress of the financial stability and anxiety that is affecting their mental health. So, this is something that is very dear to my heart, and I really do trust Chata. He's a wonderful resource to me. He is my financial advisor also, but between the two of us, and therefore, I wanted to have this live session with him and introduce him to everyone that is connected to my community and my circle. So, welcome, Chata.
Thank you, Ferry.
Do you want to talk a little bit about yourself, your background, and what attracted you to, accounting and finance world, and what moves you every day? What are your passions?
Thank you, Ferry. Yeah, my name is Chara Kubanu. I'm a CPA and founder of Falcon Accounting and Tax Solution. So here in DMV, we help small businesses file accurate reporting, right? But this is more like the bookkeeping side. And also on the other side, we help you save on taxes. First, by filing accurate tax return so you can remain compliant. And also um, plan your taxes so you can save before year end. Now, as an accountant, I love accounting. As you can see from we working together for more than a year now. Yeah, accounting is my passion, and seeing helping small businesses, right, is what really wake me up every day. Thank you.
So I want to ask you some questions, and this is something that I don't take it lightly.
Mhm.
We as experts, when we speak and when we share ideas, we always depend on our background, our experience, and we want to kind of share that knowledge with
Mhm.
others, so kind of
That-
like pay it forward. So
That's right.
this is why we are here. We're trying to pay it forward to the next generation. Now, how does financial stress impact employee productivity and engagement, Chata?
Okay, thank you, Ferry.
In your personal professional opinion?
Okay, thank you. Yes, so as we know, stress already is a big deal, right? When somebody is stressed, pretty much they are limited in what they can do. And in this situation for financial, in financial situation, right? When an employee is stressed, right? Already we see that in how they perform their daily duty, right? And one thing that we see very often is they have hard time concentrating on the tasks that they're working on, right? And you will see they have low morale already in the morning. You look at them, it's like they didn't sleep the whole night. They didn't sleep the whole night. So these are early sign as an employer, right, for you
Mhm.
to notice on your employee and start having conversation and how to help them. And why do you need a conversation? Yes, because productivity, right? You hire people to work so that together you can grow. And your expectation is that whoever show up to work in the morning, right, are able to really do the work. And I was talking to you earlier this week, and I was saying that according to a survey by PwC, 34% of employees reported that financial stress really negatively impacted their work. It means what? It means you
Yeah.
have people who come to work and really not do anything. and you are
Yep.
paying them, right? So
Yep.
that's why it's important as an employer to address these issues, help employees so that you too you can really grow as a business.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah,
Especially if you're a startup or if you're a small business, it really means a lot
yeah,
because you want all hands on deck. You
that's right.
don't want 70% performance. You want 120% performance,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, what signs of financial stress should employers be aware of when it comes to mental health and like financial stress? What should they be looking out for?
Yes, as an accountant, right, what I usually see happening is when employees start having this financial stress, the first is cash advance, right? They will start reaching out to payroll to see if they can advance some money from their
Mm-hmm.
payroll. And imagine this, you will see that more often, right? Pretty much every month or every 2 weeks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this
Mm-hmm.
is like one indicator that this employee is having an issue, right, or financial issue. And
Yeah.
the other thing is also you will see a decrease in productivity, right? Maybe something that they used to do within 2 hours, right? It will be taking
Mm-hmm.
them maybe days to finish. You will
Yeah.
see making like obvious mistakes that they shouldn't be making. At some time also you will see they get easily irritated, right? In the morning they come and for a yes or no and they go off, right? So these
Yeah.
are early signs that you see. And as an employer, this are really affecting their mental health, right? You need to notice that this is
Certainly.
affecting and start having like conversation with them. But definitely these are signs that we see: cash advance, low morale, call-offs every week, right?
Yeah.
Obvious mistakes. Yeah.
No shows.
No, that's right.
We
Sometimes,
have seen that, right? They just don't show up.
not sure.
So let's talk about tax benefits and a little bit of financial education. Are there any tax benefits or incentives for companies that offer financial wellness programs?
Mhm.
And it's how do they aim to reduce employee stress, and what strategies do they use to reduce employee anxiety?
Okay. So as of today, right, there is no like obvious tax benefit like a credit to this business because they have wellness program within
Hmm.
their business, right?
Yes.
But as you can see, right, there are debate around it. Uh, Different stakeholders are starting to address this issue. So
Yeah.
I would be surprised to see this incentive in the future. But however, as a business owner, right, all the expenses that you incur to run this one financial wellness program within the company, they are business expenses, meaning you write them off, right? But it's
Hmm.
just, as a business owner, you want to keep the money, right? But at the
Yeah.
same time, investing in these businesses increase your bottom line, right? We just mentioned about productivity. So
Yeah.
when employees are not performing, that means you're losing money, right? But when you invest in this program, you can write them off, and also you see your bottom line increasing. So definitely there are some intensive incentive, but
Mhm.
just that they are not obvious. But we look forward to have some in the future. Yeah.
So, how can financial education initiatives have, help activate, alleviate anxiety related to financial uncertainty,
Okay.
especially when these are like the new hires and they're new graduates and they don't really know much and they're so you have children, I have a son. I mean,
That's right.
they're all going to enter workforce at some point and they really don't know much, and
That's right.
somebody really needs to hold their hands,
Mm,
and they look up to their bosses, they look up to their managers, and
mm,
they are looking for a somebody to take them under their wings.
mm,
And I think somehow providing that safe zone for them will
mm.
not just benefit this person, it will benefit the bottom line, just like you said, the bottom
Mm.
line for the whole organization.
That's right.
right?
That's right. Yes.
So, what kind of, financial education initiatives do you think would help organizations, have in their own, when they're building their benefits?
Yes. Yeah. So I have every year I receive one or two new interns, right? And
Mm-hmm.
one thing that I notice is that financial literacy is lacking, right? Maybe the person is good in accounting, they're good in maybe technology, right? But when it comes to financial literacy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of them still need help in that regard, right? And imagine the same student who graduate and just start a new job, right? They have to move away from their parent wings and go on their own, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, having said that, I think there are three or four more critical skills that either employers or even schools, right, need to start injecting in their program. And these are what budgeting, right?
Yep.
Budgeting, saving, debt management, and maybe retirement, right? Retirement can come down the road, but
Yeah.
definitely like the budgeting, saving, and debt management are critical skills um, that new hires or new graduates need to incorporate in their education. Now, as an employer, right, when you have an employee who knows how to budget, right, how to manage their debt, definitely like the stress level is lessened, right? Meaning the
Mm-hmm.
person will be more focused on what they should be doing to increase either their wealth or grow within the company.
Yeah. So I remember when I first entered the workforce, and I was in my early 20s, and I worked for Sprint International. Back then it was Sprint International, now it's T-Mobile.
Hmm.
And I was so young and didn't really know much about, financial stability or what I should do to have a secure financial future. But Sprint offered us a wonderful, workshop, and
Oh,
it was about 401k and starting to save early. And
that's
I really enjoyed that educational panel, and it was very interactive. Everybody talked, and we had, the panel was built by financial advisors, and we were told that for every year that you age, or for every decade that you age, that's how you should have your saving
mhm.
more, and your what you bring home less.
That's right.
So at age 27, I started putting 27% of my income in a savings. So
Wow.
then, every year I just increased it with my age, and then by the time I left Sprint, I had a pretty good savings there.
Wow.
And after that, I moved to a private practice, and it really gave me that financial security that, hey, even if this job doesn't work for me, I still have some savings to lean on. I can always lean on that. So I think it's very good to have those educational sessions, and kind of open these young people's eyes and say, hey, there's
Mhm.
so much to do, there's so much you can do for your own financial security, and just lay it down for them.
That's right.
uh, so let's talk about a little bit about debt management
Mhm.
and how it affects mental health.
Yes.
So what strategies can employers use to assist employees in managing debt, and how can this reduce their stress and anxiety level?
Yes. Definitely like the first thing they need to do is educate, right? Offer financial counseling, right? You don't know what you don't know, right? When I started my first job, right? I didn't know what 401k is. I didn't know all this, right? And yeah, although my company was offering a 6% match, I never took advantage of it, right? I was just looking at the piece that I will be contributing, and I was like, no, I'm not ready to forego this portion of my income. for the sake of retirement, right? But down the road, I noticed that it was like a lot of money that I left on the table, right? So having financial counseling should be the first step, right? Let
Yeah.
employees know the benefit that you have, right? And also for employees that are in needs, right? It's good to have also low interest loan. I saw some companies that they so even zero interest loan if you can afford it, right? It help employees know that their employees really care about them, right? Right
Mhm.
now on the market we see high interest rate on loan, right? When
Yeah.
they see that the employer has a loan program that they can take, right? With no interest or very low interest, this is something that can help them as well.
That's
And
right.
maybe the third strategy, I mean, that I will suggest is having like a formal financial education, right? And I
Yeah.
used to work for a company where they have a monthly brown bags, and during this session, 1 hour, right? They bring an expert who debate. I mean, who present like a topic. Today it
Yeah.
can be 401k retirement. Tomorrow it can be debt management or saving. So by plugging in, right, and listening to this expert, definitely it help employees learn something and start working on their financial wellness as well. And yeah, the end result is productivity, right?
Yeah.
For
So,
this.
are there specific financial tools or services that you recommend for managing debt?
Yeah, so for there are many tools, right? There are many apps out there people can use, and I think the easy one that I can recommend, right? Not that I work for them, but Mint from Intuit, right? It's a free app that you have
Mm-hmm.
where you can
Mm-hmm.
consolidate all your account and
Mm-hmm.
help you start looking at how you are spending during the month or during the week, right? This
Yeah.
is like definitely one that I would recommend Mint by Intuit. Very good. And
Okay.
yeah, and also there
And
is
we're not being supported by Mint or Tally here, right? So
no, no, no,
let's make
no,
that clear. This
no,
is just
no.
based on our personal experience.
Experience, that's right. And I see, and even all the interns that come to my program, I mean, I always ask them and they see that it's a great tool, right? But that's
Mhm.
the first time they see a picture of their finances, and it help them really manage them. And also we have Tally for debt repayment, right, program, where you can consolidate all your debt, right? Take a line of credit and pay off high interest. But there are some, requirement too. You need to have a good credit score, but definitely it's good to look into it. And
Yeah.
the third tool, I think, which is highly recommended, is employer sponsor programs, right? As an
Yeah.
employer, having a formal program show attract talent, right? It shows that,
Like
oh,
financial wellness program.
exactly, exactly. Financial wellness program where they can see that, oh yes, I learned about budgeting, I learned about saving, retirement, and so forth, right? That
Mm-hmm.
means my
Yeah.
employer really care about me.
Yeah.
Yes,
And my future. Yeah, and my success.
that's right.
So let's talk about about emergency funds and peace of mind and rainy days.
That's right. That's
So
right.
we all have some rainy days here and there, right?
Yes,
Uh,
yes, yes,
so,
yes.
how important is it for employees to have an emergency fund, and how can this buffer
Mhm,
reduce anxiety
mhm.
and stress, and of course,
Yes.
increase their well-being? Yeah,
Okay, okay, yeah. So unfortunately, this is something that is not being advertised enough, right? And it should. And there was a survey conducted by the Federal Reserve. Only 37%, right, of American can afford 400 unexpected expense. It
yeah,
means that out of blue, if you have 400 expense right now, only 30% can afford it.
yes.
So more than 60% cannot, right? And we see
Those are not good statistics. Not at all.
it's not. This is, and also when it comes to saving, for example, only 39% can afford anything above 1%, 1,000, right? So emergency fund definitely is important not only for employee, right? And we learned that during COVID, when all of a sudden everything is shut
Shut down.
down, right? It's shut down. At first, we didn't know when things will get to normal. So imagine if you don't have an emergency fund, right? This is
Mhm.
really going to be tough, and for employees, it's even tougher, right?
So
And
do you recommend like gradual saving, like maybe 3 months first and then having a 6 months saving and just to pay your bills and then perhaps later on like a 1 year cushion for rainy days?
that's
What are
right.
your suggestions?
Yes, so it's good to start with 3 months, right? It's good to start with 3 months, and especially look at. It's good to see what are your major expenses, right? For an
Hmm.
employer, for example, is rent. For example, those who are still working in offices, so at least you need to have at least 3 months of rent saved somewhere. You know that no matter what happened, you still have a roof under your head, right? So that's a good start, right? But over
Yeah.
time, increase to have 6 months, even a year, if possible, so you are well prepared for anything. And also, if let's say you are able to build that emergency fund, there are many opportunities that can show up, right? That you'll be able to also be ready for it.
Yeah. So, what role can a payroll deduction savings plan
Mhm.
play in building emergency funds and enhancing financial security?
Okay, so you and I know that it's hard, right? To take money from your account and go and put, saving, right? And in between, it's gonna be hard. So
Yeah.
likely you have some expenses. You see something in the advertisement that you want to buy, right? So
Right.
it's hard. Most of the time, it's hard for people to self-discipline and build this emergency fund. And my recommendation is to do it through automatic, right, payroll deduction. So open an account and have automatically, and let your employer automatically put a percentage, right? I know there is 10% that many people push, right? It's a good start, right?
It's a good
You,
start.
you did 27%.
But I started with 27, then I went 28, 29, 30,
That's
because
right.
it really adds up. It really adds up and it helped me tremendously.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. So,
Especially if you want to come out of corporate America
mhm,
and if you want to become an entrepreneur and
mhm,
go into private business. So if that's what you're aiming for in the future, I think you definitely need to have those financial cushions
mhm,
waiting for you or resting somewhere,
mhm.
uh, waiting for those rainy days.
That's right.
At
That's
least you can sleep well,
that's
knowing
right.
that it's there.
It's there. That's right. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
So let's talk about retirement planning and how we can relieve that long-term stress.
Okay.
Now, what are the best practices for helping employees with retirement planning to reduce long-term financial stress and anxiety?
Okay, I think we touched base on them earlier, right? It's
Mhm.
good for employers to have retirement plan, right? 401k
Definitely.
for them, right? So this is definitely a good thing if the company can afford it, right?
Yeah.
Um, and the second is have workshop. So we mentioned earlier about education. Most employees, right, especially young graduates, right, they do not have this skill set, but providing workshop and financial education definitely will help. And usually, I think we discussed that earlier, right? Sometimes it's good when the employer, right, is pushing this program. Some employee might think, oh, maybe there is something behind, right? But when you bring an expert, somebody who is outside the company, it might help also
Yeah.
build the attention, right, to this program. And also, I would say communicate, right? In my case,
Definitely.
for example, I didn't know. They just came with a bunch of paperwork and asked me to sign, and this is a retirement. right? They'll be deducting this percentage. And for me, when I heard they'll be deducting, I was like, no, don't deduct, right? But this is something that definitely could have helped me. But communicating clearly why
Yeah,
they're doing what they do, I think will help. And also long term, help employees with reduce their anxiety and financial stress, right? And
certainly.
for you, yeah.
And I mean, there are various 401k situations, IRAs, and you don't necessarily have to, contribute as an employer. You can just have that bank account. You can have that 401k, and your people can just, put some of their, payroll that they earn, some of their earnings in
Mhm.
that bucket, and you just manage it and you provide it to them. So there are various forms of 401k that uh, can that doesn't necessarily need the company to invest in it. It just you provide that service for your employees.
That's
Now, I want to talk about access to financial advisors. Should companies provide access to financial advisors to help employees manage their, financial situation and alleviate the stress that is caused by this situation?
Yes, definitely. Right. We saw earlier the benefit it has on the employee and the employer. So
Hmm.
this is something definitely that I will recommend. Yes.
Yeah. So, what qualifications or certifications should employers look for when they, search for these advisors?
Yes, so it's true that there are many people out there, right, that are selling retirement or so-called retirement, right?
Yeah.
As an employer, when pushing this program toward to your employees, it's very important to look at certifications, right? And the first is CFA, right? Certified Financial Analysts, right? We have Certified Financial Planners, CFP, and we
Mm-hmm.
have also personal financial specialist, PFS, right? So
Yeah.
to name just few, right? These are very rigorous certification that people go through, right? With high focus on ethics, meaning they will be working mostly, or if not, they'll be working for their client best interests, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's good to look at those people who have certifications and make sure do your due diligence too, right? And make sure that they are like well established, they are compliant with FINRA and all this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before you hire them. So CFA, CFP, PFS, to name a few
Are
of them.
these national certifications or these are state specific?
They are national. Yeah, they are
Great,
national
great.
certifications. Yes.
So you can look for these resources outside of your state boundaries.
That's
Great.
right. That's right. And also
Okay.
make sure they are registered with FINRA, right? I
Mm-hmm.
think that's like a major requirement for those selling retirement. But as a
Plans.
CPA, I'm not, but I can recommend, I can schedule meetings with people that are experts in this
Mm-hmm.
to have a conversation and see how they can assist you.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, Chata. At the end of the live session, we take comments,
Okay.
questions,
Okay.
and we have about 5 minutes to do that.
Okay.
So I want to open the chat and see who has some comments, who wants to ask us any questions. Okay. Okay. At this point, I don't have any questions. I guess we were as clear as it gets.
That's right.
Now, when we share this recording on Me Time Healing's website, we will add some information about Falcon Accounting. and the how to contact you if they want additional advice and more information about financial stability. And I will also add our information as Me Time Healing. So if anyone wants to ask any questions related to mental health and mental well-being, related to financial stress, please do contact us. We would love to help and provide you additional resources and alleviate some of the stress off of your back. Thank you
Thank,
so much, Chata, for your knowledge, for your experience. I appreciate it, and thank you for everyone who has attended our live session today. And we're looking forward for to come up with the uh, a wonderful next session and the next topic, and we will share that on our LinkedIn page for the next month. Thank you again for attending. Thank you again for joining me, Chata, and have a wonderful rest of your day.
thank
Stay
you.
cool, stay far, far away from heat, and
That's right.
stay cool.
Thank you. Thank you. Likewise.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye bye.